So Kirtan festivals are not easy to come by. In fact, in order to begin the Sankirtan movement, Sri Nityananda Prabhu went on pilgrimage for 20 years, waiting for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be ready to inaugurate the Kirtan festivals of the entire world. So some of us have been yearning to come to Radhadesh Mellows for some time, but not 20 years of longing. Can we imagine waiting 20 years to really do Kirtan the way we'd like to do Kirtan? Any of us who are Kirtaniyas, we know we always have a desire to be with the people who are closest to us, those who really, really understand us. 20 years is a long time. So these Kirtan festivals are life-saving. And one book called Prem Vilas, written by a disciple of Sri Janava Mata, whose name is Nityananda Das, speaks of a little pastime that we will dive into, which I'm now calling the deliverance of Govinda. Once, Srinivasacharya was sitting with one of his disciples, Ramachandra Kaviraj, which we might be thinking, do we know Ramachandra Kaviraj? This is the Ramachandra Kaviraj of the Ramachandra Sangamage Narotamada. So now we've been introduced to Ramachandra Kaviraj. Ramachandra Kaviraj had a brother named Govinda. One day he gets a letter from Govinda, and he had been kind of ignoring his brother's letters because he was busy serving his Guru Maharaj. But finally, he kind of couldn't ignore these letters. Govinda had written to Ramachandra to ask him to come home for a few days. Govinda happened to be sick. Deathly sick. Incredibly sick. Govinda wrote, "Dear brother, please come immediately. I am sick and may not live much longer. You can bring your spiritual master with you so that I can directly witness his exalted personality." Again, Ramchandra Kaviraj tried to hide the letter, being absorbed in his worship and his service to his Guru Maharaj. But finally, it is said that Govinda Kaviraj was such a staunch follower of Durga Devi. He worshipped her, meditating on her, and he completely depended on her favor. It is said that he had attained perfection in his worship, and he had even seen his worshipable goddess face to face. When Govinda Kaviraj was critically ill, he offered his obeisances to Goddess Durga and prayed, "O Mother, I do not know anyone but you in life or death. Please bestow your mercy upon me so that I can cross beyond the material ocean of intense suffering. My life's duration has almost run out, so kindly give me some instruction. Who other than your grace can deliver this fallen soul, Govinda?" Govinda prayed earnestly and with intense eagerness to be delivered from material existence. Because he was surrounded by his many relatives, the goddess did not appear before him. Instead, she spoke invisibly from the sky. "Dear child, think of the lotus feet of Lord Govinda. If you really wish to be delivered, O greatly austere one, you have repeatedly listened to the revealed scriptures, so you should know that this is the one conclusion. Meditate on Govinda, for he alone delivers the fallen conditioned souls from material existence. He is the master of the three worlds. I cannot award liberation from the vicious cycle of repeated birth and death. I myself always meditate upon Govinda's reddish lotus feet. I am unqualified to sing his transcendental glories. He has many maidservants more qualified than me. He is the supreme Brahman, and most importantly, Nanda Maharaj's son. Hundreds of Durgas constantly offer him prayers. Great personalities like Brahma and Shiva cannot reach the end of his unlimited glories. Hundreds of thousands of such great personalities serve his lotus feet. The holy names of Shri Shri Radha Krishna are the essence of all mantras. Give up everything and take shelter of Govinda's lotus feet. Know for certain that the Supreme Lord Govinda gives liberation to all those who take shelter of him. He is the only one capable of doing so. Only fools refuse to worship him. Take shelter of him, for he is the supreme protector. He is the ultimate controller of the three worlds. Govinda was devastated. Somehow now his life's work was lacking. All of the worship he had done up until this point could not help him. Utterly confused, he thought of his brother Ramachandra. He hung his head in shame and did not speak to anyone. After some time, he called his son Divya Singha and told him, I have wasted my life trying to enjoy temporary false happiness. Now no one can save me. Send 5 people to Yajigram with a letter from my Ramachandra. Tell him that I live only to see him one last time. So now when Srinivas heard the news, along with Ramachandra Kaviraj's request that he go and see Govinda, his heart softened, and he immediately agreed. That night they set out. The village was quite a distance, and it took almost 2 days to reach their destination. But Ramachandra had sent the 5 messengers ahead to inform Govinda Kaviraj that they would come. Govinda called his son and instructed him to make arrangements to welcome Srinivas. Place banana trees at the crossings in the village and string mango leaves for decorations. Finally, Srinivas had arrived. Divya Singha led Srinivas Acharya and Ramachandra Kaviraj to Govinda's bedside. As soon as Srinivas entered the house, the ladies made the auspicious Uludwani sound. Now we have to make it as though somebody's life depends on it. So we're going to try again. But we're going to ulu as though this auspiciousness is going to save someone's life. The ladies began to make the auspicious Uludwani sound. And the drums and other musical instruments began to sound sweetly. And the devotees began to chant the holy name. Hare Krishna.